All right, in the red, at the bottom right corner of Tal'Darim Altar, is our former Blue War player.
Start TricKsteR.
There he is. Now on Team Startail. And here is his opponent. Up and coming Protoss trying to fight his way into Code S.
JYP.
Now, I want to mention one thing before we start talking about this Protoss versus Protoss. If you're a Marine King fan, you want JYP to win.
Yeah.
Because that's Marine King's only possible way of making it into Code S. Because as it stands now, if TricKsteR wins, then it's just set. TricKsteR and Tasia advance and become Code S players.
Yes, exactly. And that's why people were probably rooting for Violet last game as well, since that was Violet winning was the best chance of Marine King getting in. Yep. Also giving TricKsteR a little bit better chance, I believe. Anyway, but yeah, so it all comes down to this game. If TricKsteR wins, that's it. Tasia and TricKsteR advance to Code S. Period. If JYP wins, though, he can bring it to a three-way tie for that second place slot between these two, and Marine King will be slotted in that trio. So, very interesting situation. And yeah, both players going for pretty much the exact same build
They're
here.
both just doing a very standard 12-gate opening. One gas, of course. And their second pylons are done. Their cores are starting at the exact same moment. The core of TricKsteR about 2 in-game seconds faster. That's the only differentiation there is. Now, both players scouting with their pylon probe by the looks of it, and neither, of course, able to see each other yet, but they're about to.
Yeah, just a completely. I mean, this game is like actually symmetrical.
We're going to see whether or not we're going to see like what type of 4-gate these guys do. Is TricKsteR going to do the 2-stalker 4-gate with 20 probes, or is he going to do 22 probes? That's going to be the question. And I feel like JYP is the kind of guy who might just be like, you know what, I'm not going to 4-gate. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah,
he's
maybe.
Pretty much, I mean, he pretty much has to. Now, interestingly, JYP's making another pylon, so he's...
Huh.
He's actually adding his second gas now as well, so he's not going to be 4-gating. And now,
there you go.
TricKsteR is making the smart choice, and he is going to be 4-gating.
And the reason why he's referring to this as being kind of the smart choice on this map is because you don't have a ramp to defend.
Exactly.
If you have a ramp to defend, you can force field the ramp, and that's when teching instead of 4-gating can help you, but you can't defend it. I mean, even the choke point, I don't think you can force field that choke point with just one force field. So it's too wide. So it's just too hard to defend. At least, okay, so JYP is getting 2 more gateways at least, but I don't know, man.
Well, TricKsteR has actually added a second gas himself now, and he was actually planning on doing a 4-gate defensively, but that wasn't his attack plan. Now, this is one of the most frustrating things about PvP. If you're a high-level pros player, you'll understand what I'm talking about. JYP adding a Twilight Council, looks like he's going for a Blink build. If you do what TricKsteR has done, you're playing safer, but you become behind because your opponent was able to get a 3-second gas earlier, so he's able to tech faster. It was very frustrating. Now TricKsteR actually adding sentries just to be safe. Not actually 100% sure why he thinks that's a good idea on this map. It's not going to be extremely helpful. Both players doing a great job of scouting, though, checking around for pylons, checking the watchtowers.
Well, I mean, even though it's more it's hard to hold like a straight-up attack, aggressive 4-gate. The sentries are going to be helpful. If he gets a few more stalkers in next, then Guardian Shield will actually be pretty good against enemy stalkers if he's going for that.
Yeah, Guardian Shield
and one force field in that choke can, you know, give you a better position for a time. So.
Well, what happens on Tal'Darim Altar is that little choke point, when battles occur there, whenever you are on one side of it, you always have the better concave. So whoever is defending one side of the concave will always have the better... one side of the choke will always have the better concave. And you guys are going to see that here in a minute when JYP attacks with Blink. Now, JYP is really known for his Blink micro. I've said that time and time again. His Blink micro is some of the best in the world, and he's really well known for his PvP for this reason. And I'm kind of surprised that TricKsteR has gone for sentries like this. Honestly, to me, it's almost obvious that JYP would be doing a build like this. He's known for it. He's great at it. He almost does it every time he PvPs. And TricKsteR is going for these sentries, which Guardian Shields could be helpful.
Oh, and he gave up his choke! He has more stalkers, though. But he has Blink. More Stalkers warping in, though. But that Blink micro, he might just have it better off.
Force field's going down, but they are completely useless here as Blink Stalkers can just retreat, avoiding the force fields, and JYP looking pretty decent here. He's going to want to warp more Stalkers onto the high ground. 3 more of them coming in here. TricKsteR going to have to hold a little bit longer. Those sentries not going to really be damage dealers in this fight. Nice Blink Micro by JYP, completely avoiding those projectiles. Beautiful Blink Micro by JYP, but even so, TricKsteR having a lot of units here. JYP is forced back.
Yeah, TricKsteR just had more units at the beginning of that, and so even though JYP was able to do some micro, it wasn't enough. It's
because he didn't warp in immediately. Hold that thought. Pylon does get taken out here. JYP wants to attack, but TricKsteR with a good defensive position here. He's warping more Stalkers.
Yeah, this isn't going to work.
Blink Stalkers blinking back, avoiding the force fields. TricKsteR using force fields rather than Guardian Shield. Retreats, and TricKsteR just having too many units, and it all comes back, ladies and gentlemen, to TricKsteR, or JYP rather, wanting to warp in on the high ground. So he didn't warp in his first 3 Stalkers because he moved too far forward. He didn't have vision on the high ground. He waited, and that gave TricKsteR the opportunity to have 3 more Stalkers. Nice micro by JYP, though. He's trying to micro his way back into this one, and he should be able to. Not microing here for a moment, though, losing a lot of hit points on these Stalkers.
Pylon going down for JYP, kind of in the middle of the map. He wants to get that closer reinforcement location, otherwise TricKsteR will just be able to reinforce faster and will have more units. But TricKster's been ahead in supply by 10 this entire game, and you know, JYP has been trying to blink micro, but if you just have a few extra Stalkers, it doesn't matter as much. Like if you have even Stalkers and you have blink, then you just win, but if they have more Stalkers, it doesn't matter quite as much. And he was also doing a really good job of kind of pursuing some of those damaged Stalkers and picking them off. So.
Yeah, TricKster's been doing a great job with his control despite fighting against this blink here. JYP just missed a warp in basically, so he's 1 warp in behind. Now this attack could work, but I'm not sure if I agree with this choice. He needs to blink those Stalkers back a little bit better. He's way over committing to this. Now some of his Stalkers getting trapped, and TricKsteR just doing so much damage, and guess what? His Twilight Council is almost done. When his blink finishes, they're both going to have blink, but TricKsteR can have the better Stalker count, is just going to crush through. So JYP's attack is really on a time limit here. He's wanting to get that pylon so bad. Beautiful blink micro again, but TricKsteR just stutter step microing forward, doing so much damage to these Stalkers, and JYP having so low hit points on all these Stalkers that he can just never commit to an attack. He has to blink back and retreat.
No, I mean that's the thing that's going on here. The point of the blink Stalkers, well, not the point, but I mean the way that they work the best is you blink back the Stalkers when they're low on health and they're in the back and they continue firing from the back, and then they recharge their shields. But if you keep engaging with them over and over and over again, they don't recharge their shields and you start losing them, and then you end up with a bunch of Stalkers that are low on health, and once you've blinked every single Stalker to the back, then none of them have low health and you have to retreat. And so JYP is at least retreating at those times to recharge his shields, but he's just not actually getting ahead with it.
JYP is making a Dark Shrine, but TricKsteR is so smart. He's making a Forge. You have to make a Forge in this Blink Stalker versus Blink Stalker situation, or you will lose to DTs.
Look at this.
But JYP is going to try to blink across the cliff here.
He's going to sneak in once he sees him leave.
If he messes this up, though, he will lose this game.
Okay, he's not going all in with it. Oh, is he?
Backs up.
TricKsteR think it's just a single Stalker, and it is.
And this actually supply blocks JYP. The Dark Shrine is getting close to the finish, but TricKsteR has started a Photon Cannon in his mineral line. TricKsteR doesn't know it, but he is about to taste victory. But he's not realizing these Stalkers have turned around, actually, and we are going to have a crazy base race scenario. But guess what, guys? JYP is going to have Dark Templar to defend back at his base.
That is actually huge, because the cannon's going to prevent DTs from being offensive, but the defensive DTs are going to be huge. He's actually going to pick off the cannon
here. He's not targeting the cannon, but it doesn't matter. He just has too many Stalkers. I think JYP is going to take this game. DTs to defend, and TricKsteR will not be able to make a Photon Cannon. He won't be able to make one.
Yeah, he still has his Forge, but I don't know where he's going to make it. He may make it at 4 locations. GG!
We have a 3-way tie.
Whoa!
JYP, TricKsteR, and Marine King Prime at a 3-way tie. And of course, Teja has already advanced. He already has his Kodas spot, but these guys are going to have some rematches.
Yeah, and Violet, who I actually thought was going to be kind of the second place in this group, is already out of it, so he's not going to be participating in these tiebreakers.
Yep, he is completely out. He's right out, some might say.
That's That sucks. TricKsteR, he kind of did everything right, and like JYP, he's like, oh, I'm gonna blink a single stalker in, and then I'm gonna. So you think that I'm not there? And it's just a single stalker, and then he waited. And at first I was like, why is he waiting? But then he waited long enough for TricKsteR's army to actually be too far away to respond.
Yeah, and he also, I think he saw with the watchtower that TricKsteR's army was moving out, so he was like, oh. And I feel like JYP, despite his blink stalker micro, I mean, he missed that one warp end, and from there it looked like TricKsteR was just going to eventually take it because he had the better concave every time.
Yeah.
But then JYP
tactics.
actually was just like, yeah, he was just like, well, I'm smarter than you, and I have a perfect plan, and this is how things are going to go. And he knew that there wouldn't be a robo. There's no reason for there to be a robo there.
No.
And so he knew, all I have to do is get in and kill this one cannon. I can use DTs to defend anything he sends at me. Beautiful decision making.
Yeah.
Great blink stalker micro, and TricKsteR, you know, played so smart and so safe, but he just made the one critical decision to move out and not check the right side. We're going to take another break, guys. When we get back, we'll have our tiebreaker.
Been dreaming this since I was young, so baby girl, I'll be going till I'm gone, gone, till I'm gone, gone, till I'm gone, gone. Yeah, about time to spit.